Hey everyone, it's Lisa. I'm back again today with an even quicker video on the 3D brush and the 4 basic colors from Seint. I'm going to show you in real time how to navigate through these 4 basic colors and with this particular brush and how quick it is to get everything on and looking flawless. So I always start on my under eyes, but depending on where your coverage is, your concerns, that's where you would start. Usually people start like around their cheeks, but I always go around my eyes, and yes, I do go on my eyelids, and I do set it with a little bit of powder just on my eyelids. The next area of concern for me is my cheeks because that's where I have the acne scar, so I go there next. So in order to get your own custom colors, you would fill out a custom color match form, and you will see my text number. I'm going to leave it up here for easy access, but it'll also be in my description, and that is where you can request a free color match from me so you can have your perfect match. Now you can see I have a little bit of redness here, and the main foundation is actually amazing for covering redness as well. I'm going to flip over to the other side so it'll remove the excess. And depending on your undertones, that is how I determine what shade you need. Based on what it is that you need to cover, whether it's redness or melasma, what have you. But this main foundation is actually doing a really good job of covering that super redness that I got going on here all of a sudden. I don't know where that came from this morning. And as you can see, I only tapped a couple of times in my little pan, and I have pretty good coverage just like that. I didn't even use any brightening yet. This is all just with my main shade. And now I'm going to go into the contour, which is this shade right here. So with the 4 basic colors, this is your main highlight. You've got your brightening highlight, and this is contour and a lip and cheek. So lip and cheek, of course, is universal depending on what it is that you like, but there are certain things depending on warm or cool. So you get to like really have fun with the lip and cheek shades depending on, you know, what it is that you'd like to wear. But for the contour, it really depends. I tend to use this as kind of like a bronzer slash contour if I am only using the contour and not have a bronzer in my collection. I always recommend the bronzer. I love the bronzer, and it is just such a beautiful sun-kissed look. But with these 4 colors, you can still get definition and warmth into your skin. A little bit more on this side. And our contours also have foundational coverage. So you will have more coverage, like where I have these acne scars here. You can see that it actually really helps to kind of mask those a little bit more as well. Just going over everything. So there you have it. And this is just the contour, no bronzer, but you can see I have depth and dimension and warmth into my complexion. Now for the jawline, you can use this broader side and kind of pinch the brush. You could definitely do that. I'm going to do that on this side. You can see, very easy to get targeted placement. I love contouring the jawline. Or you could use the pointed end, which I love to use for brightening. But you could also use it for targeted placement. You could even do it on your cheekbones. That's why I love this brush. A little bit under here, right behind that little dent that we all have on our chin. And then empty out the brush and just go on either sides of the throat here. And do this with the other side as well. And then just kind of tap so you don't have a heavy line of demarcation here. I definitely have to hurry up and blend under my jaw or else I would totally forget. And now because we emptied out the brush, like I said, because these brushes, like I've said many times before in my other videos, are designed for cream and liquid makeup. So it literally, once you get it on your skin, because you're only tapping the littlest bit onto your brush and you get it on there, it empties it out and you could go between colors without worrying about muddying a whole bunch of colors on your face. So I am going to do the brightening now under the eye, and this is my brightening color. Again, the littlest tap, and you can see how much gets deposited. So you don't want to get too crazy, and especially with mature skin, we don't want like super bright colors right on the eye bag. And then I start to migrate it up, and it gives me like a really good like lifted look here as well. And go on this side. So I do have my main foundation that is actually doing the color correcting for me, and it's working really well. On certain days, I have to use a separate color corrector, but today, my under eyes actually looked pretty good. And that's for the brightening. You can see from the beginning of this video how much my complexion has changed, and it just looks like real skin. So now, the blush. So this is the 4th in the series. I like to put on my blush, of course, at the end. This one here is Sandstone, and I love this for my complexion, but like I said, you have so much fun with all the different colors that we have. So this one's kind of a little bit more of like a peachy terracotta. And I go up above my temples. You only need the littlest bit. As you can see, I'm literally just tapping a couple times. You never want to swipe with this makeup. And that's that. Now I'm going to put a little bit of powder on my eyelids. Now say you only get that 4 basic setup first to try this out. And I always suggest getting the bigger of the 2 palettes. So I always suggest the 8. And on this one, I have illuminators on the top, but you would probably put, you know, your foundations, however you want to set it up, because they're all customizable. And then you would have your second tier. So you would have, say, these 4 on your top tier. And then on the bottom, you would probably have a bronzer, another lip and cheek, a setting powder, because we do have a setting powder that fits into the compact. So everything is all in one place. But like I said, you want to start out with just the basic and see how you like everything. You could use setting powder that you already have. I have this one from Laura Geller. Now, this is not a setting powder. It's actually the Baked Original Highlighter Duo, and I really, really love this. It just gives such a luminous glow. And what I like to do with this is the highlighter side. I'll just take my fluffy end, the broader end of my brush, and I have a little napkin here just kind of, I don't think it's going to really mix because, like I said, these are designed for cream. You could use them for powder, though. So I'm just going to do a couple of taps here and then just go on my eyelids. So you'll see it just kind of gives a little bit of a glow there. But it is setting the cream that I had underneath because I use that as my eye primer, my eyelid primer. So that's it. So you can see I have like a nice sheen, but that is going to keep that cream from moving. And certain people like to powder under their eyes. You could totally do that, but with this cream makeup, you don't have to because of how thin we're putting it on, and it doesn't go moving and sliding all over the place, which is really, really nice. So the next thing I like to do with this brush is I will grab a little bit of that blush that I put on my cheeks, and I actually pounce it on my eyelids, and it just gives me like such a beautiful monochromatic look. And you can do this with any color, of course. And I feel like it works the best with the matte formula, the satins. And because we're putting it on so thin, it's not going to move and crease. And then everything just looks all uniform. And I love that look. I had a bit of a longer video on here with doing your makeup with just this one brush, with the 3D brush. And I didn't showcase it as the 4 basic colors. So I just wanted to do a super short one, very condensed, just to go over the 4 colors and to show you the differences in the palette. So when you get your 4 colors, I would suggest to at least get this 8 palette, because you could add for later on. And say you wanted to add the bronzer later on, or if you wanted to do it all with the same order too, you could totally do that. You would have your 4 colors, your basic, and then you would probably add 1 or 2. Say you wanted the bronzer and an illuminator. Like I said, these are all illuminators up here. But with the illuminator, I am going to use the one that's called Pearl, and it's this one here, very light. And I'm just going to press this up on the top so you can see it kind of gives that beautiful lit within glow. So this could be on your second tier of your palette, and just have a couple extra colors with the 4 basic colors that make up your foundation, your 3D foundation. And that's it. I didn't put bronzer. I just used the contour, my blush, and a little bit of the illuminator up on top. And then I just set my eyes with, you know, a powder that I already had. But because you have the 8, you would be able to add later on, add a setting powder, another lip and cheek color, so you could like change between. Also the lip and cheek in your palette for your lips. So I like to put these on very, very sheer. You could do the same, or you could do full on lipstick. You could even use a lip brush, you know, to put these on a little bit more thick. And I had gloss on before lip oil, so it looks a little bit more sheer on me. I like more of a blotted lip look, so this Sandstone looks way lighter on me, and because I mixed it with the lip oil, it sheered it out even more. But that's what I love about this too. You could even customize your lip colors. You could mix them, combine them. They're all in the palette. You could go between the pans. Super easy. And also, I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine, and she said this phrase that I was like, this is so perfect. This makeup, this cream makeup, lives with your skin. It doesn't live on your skin. So that is extremely important with regular water-based foundations. I personally feel, and I've seen it on others, they've even told me, and on myself, that it literally looks like it is on your skin. So this literally looks like a second skin. So the more that I wear this throughout the day, everything just marries together and moves. And even if there is a little bit, say there's like a little bit of creasing, because obviously our faces are three-dimensional, we smile, we're laughing, what have you. All you gotta do is just with your finger, just go like this, and everything moves back into place. So there's no like chalky dryness anymore. So here's my text number again, and just contact me. I have all of my links in the description as well. So my link tree is there, and all of the tabs are on my link tree to shop directly, Seint Makeup, and then the second and third tabs are to get a color match. One is straight to the form, and the other one is a text. And I even have my email up there, so this little envelope icon. So if you wanted to ask me any questions directly first, you could totally do that as well. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this super quick synopsis. I'm like trying to condense them shorter and shorter, just to like get straight to the point for you guys. So once again, have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will see you again next time.